Sunday afternoon, it's opening day in the 2026 Big V Championship men's season. It's the Camberwell Dragons taking on the Hume City Broncos. Jack Thornton alongside me, James Gooley. Goo, a big season ahead. It's been a lot of change wholesale across the board, especially for the Dragons. 4 returning players for the 2026 season. What are you looking for today out of the Dragons? A lot of change, some new imports in the building. What do you think needs to happen today for Camberwell to get this season off to a flyer?
Yeah, I'm looking to see how they all mesh together. They've got a couple of returning faces in Josh West, who was at Keysborough last year. He should help gel them together. He's a leader and a reliable body out there, so look forward to seeing him gel them together. But yeah, it's an exciting new look for the Dragons.
Yeah, so the loss of Sean Conway over the off-season, it's almost one big scorer out and another big one in. Jackson Meshenik out of Connecticut played his last season over in Luxembourg, 29 a game, 13.5 rebounds as well. It's a big inclusion for this Dragons outfit, who have traditionally over the last few years probably been a little bit bereft of scoring.
Yeah, big shoes to fill in, Sean, but I'm sure he'll play a really good role, and with the inclusion of some others, hopefully they can spread the load.
Over on the Hume City side, CJ Anderson joins. He played his college ball out of UMass going back a few years now, 10.6 as a senior. Obviously a big returning roster, a lot of NBL 1 talent that they've had come in to their team over the off-season as well. We'll have a look at those starting lineups coming across your screen now. Leescan Crow, Ayul, Meshenik, as mentioned, and Brennan Burns. And then for Hume, Lockie Wood, who joins from Eltham last year. Robbie Heath comes across from Waverley. Robert Coleman, Ricardo Time, both returning. And obviously the aforementioned CJ Anderson. Should be on for a good one here this afternoon at Baldwin High. Glad you're here with us, wherever you're joining us. I must admit, it is quite a slim crowd in the building today. But no doubt in store, a good game ahead.
Yeah, expecting Hume to play at a really frantic pace to start. That's sort of how they've played the last 4 or 5 years, and a fair few returning bodies from prior years. So I look for Ricardo and CJ Anderson to really push the pace early.
Absolutely. Not too far away from a tip here at Baldwin High. Second year for Sean King at the helm. Sort of so close yet so far for them in season 2025. They had a real slow start to the year, and then obviously that addition of Sean Conway mid-year just really kicked them up a gear or two. Didn't miss the playoffs by that much towards the end of the year. A couple of tough losses down the stretch. And for Hume, first year under head coach Simon Gray, makes the step up from their youth program. Obviously with long-time head coach there, Matt Foster, making way at the end of last year. Not far away from the tip here. We'll get this 2026 season underway. We'll keep you abreast of any scores around the league as we go as well. As Leescan controls the tip, and it'll be Ayul to generate the first look here offensively for the Dragons. Downhill, underneath, reverse layup is up and under and good. It opens the account for 2026.
Brennan Burns being hard denied on that first possession. Camberwell's import point guard.
You'd expect to be pretty well checked by Ricardo Time, who pulls from the right short corner and misses, and then gets the steal on the turnover. And that's the easiest 2 points he'll get this season. Takes it away and lays it up and in. Ayul again, downhill, working on Wood. Couldn't get it. Came up with his own offensive board. Guarded by 4, but floats it up with the right and in.
Fast start for Ayul. Exciting inclusion. His brother's off the bench, is that right?
I believe so. I believe they're related. Ayul, who last played out at Keilor in their NBL 1 program. Long-time part of their youth league setup as well. Here they go now, Robbie Heath and CJ Anderson floating, contorting the body with the right. Couldn't. No reset in the shot clock. And it tipped away in control. Burns off to the races and like a bullet at gate. Getting that down the floor now. Mismatch here, they'll have Coleman for company. Burns, kick out pass, Lee Skang, first look, back in the maroon. Back on and out. And controlled by Coman. Not a lot of action for Luke Lee Skang last year. Played out at Nunawading in the NBL 1. Only 1.4 a game after he was so prolific the year before for Camberwell. As Burns controls the miss.
Look for Camberwell to get into a set here. It's been ISO ball the first few times down.
Ayul looking. He's got Meshenik in the post, looking for his first touch of the day. Lee Skang now, Burns. Coman for company, kick out pass, Meshenik looking baseline. Gets his way to the basket, nice little Euro and finish, opens his Australian account.
That's a very patient move. Looks comfortable out there already.
Able to have his way in the context of the offense. Here's Wood. Working on the left, floats up and in. Nice little finger roll on the left hand. Worked a game last year when he was playing NBL 1 out at Nunawading. Had a massive impact in 6 seconds on the floor against Eltham on Anzac Day. Almost exactly a year ago. Oh, nice feed underneath Burns. Ben Crow with the finish.
I think they were surprised he was working his way into the paint, Ben Crow. They're probably expecting him to shoot a fair few three-pointers in this one.
A prolific three-point line to three-point line performer normally as Wood lines up at three. I was just saying that probably this time last year it would have been almost for Eltham on Anzac Day. Knocked down a triple to send him to overtime. This is only 6 seconds on the floor. Work out that per 48. Burns, Lee Skang, Meshenik now. Pulling up for three over the top of time and couldn't quite. Here's Heath. Anderson now. Inside for CJ. Meshenik wore one to the face. And he's down behind play, shaken up. Cop one right in the mush. Just the errant elbow from Anderson as he worked his way to the paint.
He's looking to get himself going, Anderson. Slow start. Tried to force his way into the paint a couple of times.
Only one rebound, one assist for CJ so far. Here's Wood. Now time. Now Anderson, a long way from home. Robbie Heath. Dish off pass. Coman, corner three, pure.
Didn't know he had that game in him. Coman, he's a prolific down the block scorer. Very, very strong fella.
Real nice, back to the basket usually. Facing up, showing his range there. Meshenik now. Downhill on Anderson, draws the contact and one. Jackson Meshenik making a count. Clearly shaking off that little knock on the last possession.
That's that modern move that all those good players have these days, the deceleration, draw the foul, but then the enough balance to finish easily.
29 a game scorer for him over in Luxembourg last season. He's up to 5 on the game so far. As Anderson will have a go on Ayul now. Anderson, downhill, Wood. Backdoor pass, Coman. Ayul got in the lane, broke it up, came off a leg. It's going to be a blue ball. So it'll stay with the Broncos down on the baseline.
Ayul showing it on both ends. He's really up and in. CJ there, who's yet to score, and also scored Campbell's first 4 points. Really good start for Ayul.
Time. Heath. Heath pulling up, hand in the face, unconscious from three. And a hot start from three-point range for the Broncos.
Crow did well to get through that elevator screen, but still good offense beats good defense sometimes.
Turnover from Burns there, and it's going to head back the other way. Heath again over the top of Crow, couldn't quite. Meshenik tried to gobble up the rebound. It's going to go off his hand and out of play. It'll be Hume again off the baseline as Camberwell will look to make a change here. It's going to be Riley Simmons checking in as Lee Skang will take a seat. Again, this is a completely new lineup now. Oh, actually, Ben Crow still in the play. Take that back. Here's Ayul on Anderson. Ayul, Burns. Simmons calling for it, low block. Can't quite find a way to get it to him. Burns pulling up, elbow jump shot, pure.
Way to create the bucket there. Nothing was going offensively, but Brennan Burns good enough to get one in anyway.
He averaged 13 a game over his college career at Division 2 level. As Meshenik wore another one to the face there.
Meshenik might be off to the chemist for a mouthguard during the week. That's 2 in the first 5 minutes.
He's copped 2 just on that stiff upper lip, and just checking to see and has a conversation with the officiating team.
Ben Crow heads to the bench, replaced by Daniel Powell, so we've got a whole new look Camberwell lineup right now.
And that lasted all of a second.
And
as Crow checks back in for Meshenik, who wore one on the face and had a little bit of claret coming out. So it'll be Camberwell taking back over through Burns. Now Ayul. Now Ben Crow. This is a lot of ball movement here for the Dragons. Burns pulling back, step back. Powell the 3, no good. Simmons tips it back in. Nice offensive rebound position there.
Lovely offense from the Dragons.
Anderson on Ayul. They'll go through Wood. Wood pulling up the 3. Back on and out. A nice tip by Coleman to keep it alive, but they'll turn it over. Here's Powell. That's some interesting guarding position there from Robbie Heath. As Burns tried a 3, couldn't. Crow. Ayul. Crow again for 3. Front iron and out. Here's Heath. Heath underneath. A lot of body contact from Powell. They're going to slug him for that one. And Robbie Heath will go to the line.
Heath looks an early problem for the Dragons. He's buried a couple 3s already, or just the one, but getting on the rim as well.
I think that's going to be a timeout for Hume City. Beg your pardon, it was a Camberwell timeout. So Camberwell with 3:55 to go here in the first period, holding a 1-point lead. Meshenik leads all comers with 5. Wood for Hume with 4.
So Daniel Powell, new player for Camberwell, just had that 3-point attempt earlier. He's got some 3-on-3 basketball form, does he, Thornton?
Yeah, that's right. So he was a representative for New Zealand 3-on-3, along with Tanae Lavery out of Hume as well. So we were doing research leading into this game, Goo, and we were trying to figure out where he'd last played. We couldn't. It was North Canterbury, going back to 2024. North Canterbury in the, I can't remember the name of the league, but my understanding was that it was pretty much the equivalent of Big B in New Zealand. So it wasn't quite the NZNBL, where Lavery plied his trade, but was Powell. And just as we glance over the bench, a lot of head and hands action for Sean Clark there on the bench. He looks like he's seen better days sitting down the end of that bench there. Looks very excited to be here. No, she wouldn't, a Sunday at 12 o'clock. The early slot. Only Sunday game at home for the Dragons this season. Every other game comes on a Saturday night at the secondary home of the Dragons nowadays, the Burundara Sports Complex.
Both teams going fairly small here with just sort of the one big on each lineup.
So McIntosh checked in at that last time out as well, and the deflection goes off the hand of Josh West and out of bounds. Expecting father, Josh West, checking in for his first minutes back at the Dragons. Congratulations to him and partner Alex. Inside Anderson. Heath. Another 3 with the hand in the face. Not quite. Rebound Ayul. West with McIntosh for company. Gets it to Burns. They dealt with the pressure quite well there to get out of it. Burns downstairs. Throwing it out. Powell 3. No.
That is a terrific pass to bypass the corner and go straight to the wing there. That's impressive.
That's a long-range effort from Heath. No good. And away come the Dragons again. Burns, and off the foot of time, as Mam Ayul is going to check in for his first minutes of the campaign. And Brennan Burns will take a seat.
Camberwell going taller here, looking to expose the smaller Broncos lineup.
So very long-looking lineup here for the Dragons. As you mentioned, CJ Anderson currently the biggest on the floor for Hume. Ayul, that's of the Ayul variety, pulls up, corner, nice, 2 foot on the line. Found himself some space and poured it in, up to 6 for him on the game. And West, with the cookies, takes it away. Powell, lost the handle. Anderson for company. Ayul down low. Working on McIntosh. Nice feed underneath. Here's Simmons floating up. Oh, went off every part of the rim and Wood controlled the rebound. And Powell is beside himself out there at the minute. That's a second foul for him on the night. Well, on the day, actually. Playing an afternoon one in this one.
Back to Ayul. Incredible start out of Kilo. You said NBL 1 not only found himself space there, but it looks like he's found himself some minutes. Impressive start.
Yeah, he's impressed so far. Looks like he's had the big job on Anderson all night.
Doing on both ends.
It's always difficult as a team to if you've got a defensive specialist, make sure you're getting something on both ends of the floor. I think he's really producing that at this stage. Oh, that's very close to a walk. That's Tanae Lavery coming in for his first minutes. He just lost the footing and...
the 3-on-3 New Zealanders getting used to 5 on the floor today.
He tries to reach on West, and that's just some vet savvy. Little spin move too. And one mixtape tour style as Powell underneath and one.
There comes Powell getting into his own there. Excellent finish.
Must be that floor spacing experience that he's got out of that 3-on-3 program. So he got himself underneath and a nice finish. As Sean Clark's going to check into the action. Looks like he's going to get the shooter, actually. So Powell will go for the extra. And gets it. Made no mistake. Will take a seat for his efforts as Sean Clark checks in. Back underway. Dragons the 4-point lead. The Anderson for Hume now. Found 2 Ayuls for company. As it's going to be a foul. That's going to go against Mam Ayul, who just had a little bit too much contact underneath. And Anderson's going to make his way to the line. A quiet performance so far for Anderson, 33% on the game for his 2 points.
Yeah, he's staying aggressive, which is good to see. Maybe can work Ayul into the ground a little bit. They've both played the entire game so far, the only 2 to do so.
You just think that there's probably, they're just going to be throwing haymakers at each other over the course of the game. As the court sweepers lost track of which end the ball was at. They're just figuring it out at the minute. Anderson, who's for some reason gone on a lap. He's ended up at half court before coming to shoot this pair from the line. Slow, meticulous wind-up makes that first one. Last played over in Dominican Republic last season. Finds his way down here to Melbourne. Out of Memphis, he was. Wood will take a seat and Coleman will check back in.
Extended break here for Meshenik. Hopefully he's okay on the end of the bench.
Just had a glance over. It looks like he's got a bit of work done on the top lip. Some sort of bandage or plaster type situation there. Ayul, that's Ayul looking. They'll reverse through Simmons. Now West. West with 7. Working, went nowhere. Simmons contested 3. Back iron. Tip in, Sean Clark, offensive rebound.
Right place, right time for Clark.
All of a sudden, he's doing better than his 20-25 average. by making that made two. Time, the two from the top of the key was no good. And they'll recycle the ball through Anderson at the top. Mamayul to guard. They'll kick. Lavery looking underneath, almost travelled. McIntosh came up with it. 3 on the clock, 2 on the clock. And that'll turn over. That'll be a Camberwell ball.
Excellent D from the Dragons here. Dragons rotating bodies as well, so they might stay fresh throughout the whole night. Broncos really only gone six to seven guys here so far.
Looks like they're pretty short-handed on the bench today too as well. I know I looked down at my sheet and as I was watching that play sort of tick through, I noticed Jaden Lai, who I had on my team sheet today, carrying around a blood kit. So evidently not on the roster today.
No, team manager duties maybe today by the looks.
Still working on Meshenik down there on the sideline as Ayul underneath, little A. Hard to guard that little step through with so much length.
They've found someone here, the Dragons. Ayul.
Coleman. Felt like that was pretty good defense there from Mamayul, but he's going to pick up a foul. It's going to be his second of the game, and Lee Skang will check back in for him. Coleman just too strong on that occasion.
Sticks Gang into the game for his second stint. You're saying he looks strange in the number 9.
Yeah,
what would you have him in there, Thornton?
He feels like a 2-digit kind of player, doesn't he? It's either got to be 2 digits, like I don't know, maybe a 15 or 20, like something divisible. Not that 9's not, but anyway. Prime number chats here on Sunday basketball coverage from Baldwin High. Under a minute left in this first period. It's going to be Ayul looking down low. Simmons backing down, floating up. A lot of contact from McIntosh.
Bit of a bailout foul for McIntosh. Simmons was settling for the 8-foot turnaround hook.
McIntosh, a bit licorice all sorts sometimes. You don't know quite what you're going to get from him. Of a game night. Certainly I've seen a couple of games where he's just absolutely taken over and dominated. The young fella.
Absolutely. Likewise, prone to fouling out in limited minutes as well. So Camberwell 2 for 1 here. Or can Hume get a quick one up?
Simmons made the first and good on the second too.
Simmons settling in well.
Lavery, 30 on the game clock now. Looking, working, had a lot of options available, almost too much, didn't know what to do with it. Here's Ricardo Time pulling up over the top of Ayul, no good. Lee Skang the rebound. 15 on the game clock, and they're going to try and push up the floor here. West with 8 and 7 now, tried back to a cut, Sean Clark. West wants a review, not that we do have a review system in this competition, but
yeah, that would have been Westie's second review. He wanted a review for his early one out on the court too.
He's going to generate a turnover. Clark a 3 at the buzzer, no good. But Camberwell are going to go in. 7-point leaders to the first change. It's Camberwell 26, Hume 19. James Gooley, first quarter thoughts.
Excellent start from Camberwell. Very surprised, as we've mentioned on comms a few times. Ayul, excellent pickup for them. Played the whole 10 minutes and really sparked things defensively. And I'm not sure Hume scored for the last 2 or 3 minutes there. I know there was an Anderson free throw, but yeah, Camberwell really locked in defensively those last couple of minutes with Clark out on the court. So
yeah, it was after that Anderson free throw. I don't know that they did actually score again. So Camberwell doing the job defensively there. That really provides some momentum and advantage. What do you do if you're Hume in that situation?
Yeah, well, Hume's offense still moving around. They're running guys off screens. The ball's moving side to side. So really credit to Camberwell here. Maybe look to get into some on balls or some low post actions with, as we said before, Coleman on the low block. I've seen him dominate games down there. So maybe they could look to exploit Camberwell's lighter weight bigs, if you like. You've got Sticks Gang there and Mam Ayol. So they'd be giving Coleman 20 kilos each. So
a lot of length, not a lot of body strength necessarily for those Camberwell bigs, as you mentioned. potentially turn into a half-decent crowd after it looked like it was going to be pretty quiet earlier on.
Yeah, I think people were going to tune in to on their tellies at home until they heard that you're on comms here, Thornton, and they thought they better get to the game.
They don't want to listen to it at home anymore. They want to come and not listen to me in person. Half their luck. And hello, wherever you are tuning around. I understand the Meshinick family are viewing from over in Connecticut. So hello to them.
We hope to see him back in the game here. Oh, and we are. And he looks a little bit different.
Oh, jeez. That's a serious tape job around the top lip.
Now that is a stiff upper lip.
That is a stiff upper lip. Nice little wrap around the dome. It's lucky he hasn't got too much on the top lip facial hair wise. It's probably half his luck. Otherwise that'd be a real uncomfortable one later tonight, taking the tape off. Bit of conversation between him and Anderson, too, away from the ball. Back underway though, second quarter of action. Here from Baldwin High, Jack Thornton, James Gooley along for the ride as I punch my mic. Inside, underneath, that was Mackenzie, who's just come into the game. West takes over. Meshinick straight away. They'll try to get him one. Floats, hangs, fires, no good. Clark offensive board. Tried to sling it away, and Mackenzie's going to get done for the foul.
That's his second board, Clark. This Camberwell lineup's a lot bigger than they may look out on the floor here. Clark playing bigger than he is. Timmins playing a lot bigger than he is. Look for them to dominate the glass out here.
Clark wanted a shooting foul. Not quite sure where he thought that was going to come from, but Meshinick now floating with body contact and right away back into the action.
Sign of a good athlete, one that has so much time. Meshinick looks exciting.
Just gets his hoops in such an ethical manner too, in the context of the offense. Driving baseline and finishing. Here's Anderson, working on Leeskang and Meshinick. They'll kick to corner, here's Coman. On Simmons, floating it up, lot of contact, no good. Mackenzie underneath, on Leeskang, floating it up, shot clock expiring, no problem. Noah Mackenzie.
Broncos in a full court man here.
Trying to put a lot of duress on these Dragons point guards. Here's Leeskang. Clark wanted the backdoor, couldn't. It'll be Clark, Simmons, Meshinick pulling up, long range, no good. Leeskang tried to gobble up the loose one. West got it in the end. Leeskang three, connects.
Another second chance points for the Dragons there. Broncos got to be better on the D boards.
8-0 boards for the Dragons. Before that last possession too. 3 ball for Coman. Like the look of it after his earlier attempt. Couldn't make it though. West, Simmons. Leeskang wanted a backdoor. Simmons on Coman. Ripping up and under, no good. Crew chief Alex Scott says he walked.
Some big boys, that Coman-Simmons matchup.
Slogging it out underneath there, very similar size. They both play well above their height. As you mentioned before, this is, it's a long Dragons lineup that's out there at the minute, and they play well above their height collectively. Obviously with both AULs out of the game at the moment. Heath, Anderson. Anderson working on the ball screen. They'll look underneath for Coman. Well defended by Leeskang, and that'll be a walk on Coman. Leeskang wore the contact through the number as opposed to the numbers.
I like seeing Coman screen and roll there. It looked troublesome down low. I think it's a little bit unlucky with the trouble there. Lost control of the ball and regathered it. I like seeing him pick and roll.
Burns will check back in for West. West, a strong contribution in his 6 minutes of play there. Didn't do a lot on the score sheet or the stat sheet for that matter, but provides those 1%ers, I guess.
Crow snuck back in as well for a bit of shooting.
Burns, Meshinick now. Working downhill on the right, floating up with the right hand, if you don't mind. 12-point lead for Camberwell. Meshinick up to 11. Coman underneath. Almost lost the handle. Leeskang sent it back. And that's going to be a foul away from the ball. Anderson, the jersey pull on Burns.
Camberwell just winning the hustle points right now, getting every loose ball, loose gang coming over on the weak side. Excellent shot blocker. But yeah, once again, Coleman really looked really troubled Camberwell in the paint there.
Anderson feels a little hard done by the call, but there was no question about it. Burns probably sold it a little more purely based on the fact is Leeskank's just going to turn it over on the hot pressure up the floor. Heath tried to draw a foul, couldn't. Burns for company.
Unlucky not to get a foul there, Heath.
Heath underneath on Burns. That's going to be a foul. That's going to be and one. Robbie Heath to spin and win.
Robbie Heath looks good inside. Very strong player. Brennan Burns only 5'10". I'd call that a bit of a mismatch for the Broncos.
No question. I think just that sort of change of pace defensively for Hume has really kicked them up a gear, and wouldn't be shocked to see them start chipping away at this for what is now a 9-point lead. Meshenik to begin. Met with a double team. They'll look. They probably could have gone to Burns. They did eventually. Burns, Simmons, kick out. Meshenik wide open for three. No good. Coleman the rebound. And now it's Anderson. Back into that ball screen action at the top like you called for, Goop. Time. Finding plenty of it underneath. Great kick out pass. Coleman three, long. Didn't even look like it off the hand. There's nice little bit of defensive pressure there for Ricardo Time. And Anderson, the beneficiary. Meshenik's going to walk. Just a little hop step on the catch. Head coach Sean Clark's going to take a minute to take a chat about it. All of a sudden, this what was at one stage a 12-point lead is back to 7.
Bit of momentum for the Broncos. Funny what happens when that happens. Some calls sometimes maybe go your way.
So 6:21 to go here in the second period of action. And as we said, Camberwell with the 7-point advantage. It's really been that change on the defensive side that's kicked things up a gear or two for Hume.
Yeah, for sure. It absolutely is. Expect Brennan Burns to bounce back here and really take control of that full court pressure. I know Meshenik had ball handling responsibilities there. I think Burns to step up should be able to bring the ball up himself.
So for Camberwell, they've had some really good looks on the offensive end. It's been a lot of ball movement. They looked good before when they were able to whip it side to side, and I think it went almost 3 rotations without the ball hitting the floor just about. What do you like to see here next time down for the Dragons?
Yeah, I think they need to keep the ball movement up. They haven't hit any threes yet. I think you've got there on your screen, 1 of 11. So once a couple of them drop, that might start kicking into gear. They've definitely got shooters out on the floor right now.
So it'll be a Hume ball, 14 on the shot clock. With
our man Ayil back in the game.
Yeah, so Ayil will check back in. He'll be out there with Meshenik, Burns, Crowan, Leeskank, Anderson, Time, Coleman, Heath and Wood for the Broncos. As up and under was Robbie Heath, no good. Gobbled up his own offensive rebound though. Met with a double team. Heath gets it out of there to Wood. Wood underneath, Time. Tried to float it up, drew contact and foul. That's a very friendly whistle underneath. It didn't seem like there was a lot of contact on that one. Referee said yes, though, as Ricardo will go to the line.
Momentum definitely with the Broncos here. A couple of whistles now going their way.
Just need a steadier here if you're Camberwell. One stop and maybe a score coming back the other way might help the cause. It'll be Time at the line. 2 points on the game on 14% for him so far. Connects on the first.
I think he made the first bucket of the game as well. So he's missed his last 6 there. Crow's got that matchup as well, so he's doing a good job on the defensive end.
Makes that one, and Ayul will do the ball handling duties on this occasion for Camberwell. Downstairs on Coman, pushes off, floats it up, no good. Wood controls the miss.
Ale had a green running down the court there. He liked that matchup.
I think he has that matchup for pace. No question about it. Nice backdoor feed. Heath underneath for Coman, and Meshenik, not quite sure about it, but going to pick up a foul. It's going to be his first of the game.
There's the Broncos really attacking the paint now. Coman inside, a mismatch with this Dragons lineup.
So Coman to the line, 4 points on the game. 4 boards to go with it as well, as he's good on the first.
Yeah, Simmons for the Dragons, the only one that can go with Coman strength-wise.
Can get the second, I beg your pardon.
You know these ball and high rims, Jatho?
Yeah.
If you tip the front of the rim, it's all good.
Crow, corner, wide open for 3, back on and out. As he'll try to dive after the miss, it's going to end up almost back with him. And it'll tie up between about a half dozen sets of hands down underneath that. It'll be a Camberwell ball. I think it was Ricardo time at the bottom of the pack.
There's a lid on the Dragons basket right now, Thornton. They're getting excellent three-point looks and not able to make any of them at the moment.
1 of 12 at the moment for Camberwell from the land of plenty. It's not been a great three-point shooting percentage across the board, must be said. 3 makes for the game, 2 for Hume as well.
They've lost Crow a few times. Any other day, Crow's exploded for 15 already here.
No question. Here's Burns looking underneath. Here's Crow. Thought about it, decided against it. With 8 on the clock, it's Burns pulling back underneath. Crow went up and floated, and Anderson thought that was pretty clean.
Yeah. Referees really whistle happy the last few minutes. Both teams got to look to keep on putting pressure on the rim right now.
Crow did a good job to contort. It looked like it was pretty clean, but they're going to call it on the body. And Crow will go to the line to try and arrest this run. It's a 9-0 run at the moment for Hume. So Matuatia will come into the game. Anderson will take a seat. 3 fouls for Anderson so far.
Broncos gone small here with Dyrese. Look for him to be excellent in the full court. Extend the pressure.
Sort of fits that mould of what they're looking for on the defensive side. They've been really up and in so far over the course of the first half of play. 5 minutes and 18 left to go in this second quarter as Crow perfect from the line. And that'll bounce off the chest of Robbie Heath and parry out of play. Camberwell looking to bring some momentum back into this one. On their side of things, Meshenik to inbound.
Look for Ayul to attack Coman here. This is a mismatch from the start.
Yeah, I like this look here. Ayul, Burns underneath to Leeskang. Pump fake. Oh, short-armed it from a foot, but got his own miss. The old Moses Malone double-double attempt on that one. Matuatia now. Gets the screen from Coman, looking underneath, couldn't. Here's Heath on Meshenik. Burns digs in underneath. They'll kick to Coman. Corner 3 was long.
Coman's got to get inside. That three-point shot doesn't look likely, and he's really troublesome inside for the Dragons.
Burns receives the screen from Leeskang. And Leeskang is going to pick up. And Matuatia will pick up the foul, I beg your pardon, for the extra attention on Leeskang. Probably a pretty even strength matchup, you'd think, down there.
I was going to say, it's a good foul. You know, Leeskang's going to that turnaround. He wouldn't have seen him there.
Burns, a little flop on Matuatia, but you could see that one coming a mile away. Young Dyrese just a little hand on the hip, and the Sam Houston State graduate didn't like it.
You could put your money on him creating an early turnover in his first minute on the floor.
And he did exactly that. Sucked him in a beauty. Second foul on Burns, I think. See if my screen updates here in a second. It did not. So first on Burns by the looks of it. Here's Robbie Heath. Lockie Wood now. Jab step, triple, pure. Second of the game for Wood.
As you spoke about, that's what they got him for. Three-point shooting. Quite lengthy as well. Should be a good addition for the Broncos.
Lee Skang pulling up for a triple in transition. No good. They're desperate for one make at the very least. Camberwell. And that was no good. That foul's going to go against Ayul with his first. And Robbie Heath is going to walk 94 feet.
Been 9 fouls in the first 6 minutes of this quarter. It's been very stop-start. Key players have got to keep themselves out of foul trouble here. We've already got Anderson on 3.
Heath, good on the first. It's been a pretty good free throw shooting percentage across the board for both teams. Knock on wood there. As Heath is good on the second, and I avoid a commentator's curse. Meshenik now gets by Robbie Heath. Downstairs with contact, floats it up, no good. But he's going to get the foul call and will go to the line for another. 9 points on the game for Meshenik. He'll look to add to his account.
He's been extremely efficient getting on the rim. Look for that to continue in the second half. He might be looking at that 29 average that he averaged in Europe last year.
Good on the first. So first double-digit scorer on the game. 38-35. Just a couple of ticks under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter of play. 4-point advantage for Camberwell. Little double drag action at the top there. As Ayul takes it away. Looking, floating up. No good. It's going to be a foul on the body there for Heath. Oh no, beg your pardon. It's going to be offensive by the looks of it. The refs are going to have a chat. It looked early like that was going to be a block. No, it will indeed be an offensive foul. So really could have flipped a coin on that one. A lot of body contact.
It was a flip of a coin here. Is that Ayul's second now?
That is now his second. So I see that Ayul's picked up his second, and I think so. It's going to be the old guard coming back into the game. It'll be Weston Clark in for Ayul and Burns.
I think that's good coaching from King there. He sees the refs blowing the whistle happily. Take Ayul out. Make sure he doesn't pick up his third in the first half here.
Absolutely. So 4-point advantage. McIntosh is going to come in as well. I actually like that change too. Probably a little more, add a little bit more leg speed than Coleman can provide. Not much, but a little bit more. And possibly a little bit more eager to get inside. Heath underneath for Wood. Tried to flip it and it bounced off the chest of West. As he tried to make that little wraparound pass to Matuatia in the corner. Heath. Clark for company. Got him to lean up top. And good. Robbie Heath. Too strong for Sean Clark and about 3 other defenders. Heath's up to 9 on the game.
Heath's really getting involved now. Slow start, but it looks troublesome.
Lee Skang, Meshenik, pulls up from the corner, got blocked by McIntosh, and it'll head back the other way. And that'll be a walk on Heath. Heath can't believe it, he's beside himself. A little bit of extracurricular there from Sean Clark. Are we at the point that we can call Clark a savvy veteran? I think we're about that point, aren't we?
I think we have to be at that point. He's been playing the youth league days since he's about 15, so he's a 10-year vet if you include those.
Absolutely.
Close enough to a 15-year vet.
Here's Meshenik. Wood guarding him, draws the double team from Heath. Skip pass, Lee Skang, straight away 3, off the right edge and out. As Meshenik underneath tries to float it up with the left, no good. Time takes it away. tried to flip it up and in, and West was the one that was able to turn back time there as it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Camberwell ball.
West has got his hands on a few balls today. He might only be credited with one steal, I think, but he's definitely had his hands in there a few times.
Just does that so well, Josh West. He might not give you much on the score sheet. He'll give you a couple of triples every now and again. He thought about that one. Here's Clark underneath. Leeskang up top, finishes.
Lovely extra pass by Clark. Good ball movement for the Dragons.
Luke Leeskang, who'd be pretty close to passing his total minutes played last season in this one. As Heath drew a foul on Powell. He's going to go to the line and shoot a couple. I actually don't know who they got on that foul then. Might have been Clark, but it looked like it was on Powell, and that would have been his third. Leeskang will check out, and Mam Ayul will check in.
They've put that one on Clark, which is probably lucky for the Dragons. Otherwise, that would have been Powell's third foul.
Robbie Heath good on the first.
Up to 10, Heath.
And Pure on the second too. Meshenik will handle here. And now Ayul. That looked like it was very close to a walk, and Ayul will turn it over. Matuatia now. West just poked in. They're going to have a chat, the Dragons on the floor.
The Dragons need someone to take the responsibility of bringing the ball up the floor here.
Looks like that was probably the extent of the conversation that West was trying to drive there with the team, just trying to get some order on the floor there. As Matuatia, the lefty, makes the first. Bit of spark plug in his 3-ish minutes. Good on the second, and he'll take a seat now. Ben Gallier will check in. Returning to the Broncos, he won back-to-back titles in their youth and men's setup a few years back. Meshenik now. West. Mam Ayul in the low post. Ripping baseline. Couldn't really find any space under there, and he's going to go to the line and shoot a couple. One's going to go.
Nice move by Ayul there. Use his pace in the block rather than back to the basket. Tidy work.
Not sure who they got for that foul there. I think it might have been McIntosh, but either way, Mam Ayul will go to the line. Meshenik's going to take a seat, and Brennan Burns will check back in. Ayul short-armed it. Wow. He was a Youth Player of the Year going back a few years to his Coburg days. He's off to the races. Matuatia, who checked back in after about 15 seconds out of the game. Burns taking it downhill on Heath. To the basket on McIntosh, no good. The tip ball will go the way of Matuatia. Heath to the basket, and good. And gives Hume their second lead of the game. Camberwell were very much in control of this not that long ago as McIntosh found his way to the floor. Is up top and inside, Mam Ayul. Throwing it down. It's going to be a timeout for Hume as Camberwell knotted the game back up at 43.
I think we've got an important 77 seconds left here in the first half. Scores are level. Camberwell have been leading most of the game. I feel like if a team can go on a little 5-0 run here, that momentum could prove to be the difference in the second half.
So Hume really generating their scores on the defensive end here. You would think that there's got to be some sort of conversation about, you know, just keeping that pressure up at the moment. You know, they're doing it in the full court. You obviously can't play 40 minutes of full court pressure, I wouldn't think, at this level. So what changes do you make here? Do you just try and keep your guys fresh coming into the game, in and out of the game, or do you try and change something up a little bit more on the offensive side?
I would stay in the full court for as long as you can. It's causing Camberwell to turn the ball over. We've got Dyrese here that's only played 3 minutes. Ben Gallier's only played 2 or 3 minutes. And a few of their key guys also in foul trouble. So they've had plenty of rest at the end of the second quarter. Expect them to come out in this full court man for the last 77 seconds and into the third quarter.
Yeah, so 1 minute and 17 left here in that first half of play. It'll be a Hume ball. It's almost like a
2-2-1. Yeah. The old senior press.
Oh, here we go. So West will guard the ball, and that'll get handed off to Burns, who's guarding Matuatia. Oh, nice feed too. Wood. McIntosh tried to go up and stuff it and got cleaned out by someone there. I think they're going to count the bucket because I think that got blocked as it came down off the glass. We're going to have a chat about it, the officiating team.
This is where you need the replay. I don't think anyone was still watching the ball at that point.
Foul's going to go against Powell, and they're going to send him to the line for 2. So Powell picks up his third. Ben Crow will check in for him for this last minute and 9. McIntosh to the line now. Misses the first. Not known as a prolific foul shooter.
Yeah, they got the correct call there, the referees.
No good on the second, as mentioned, not a prolific free throw shooter. Hayden McIntosh. Burns now at pace to Clark. Skip past Josh West. Didn't like the look of the triple there. Turned it down. Burns to the basket, floating up on the right, no good. Fell to the floor, so it'll be a 5-on-4 break the other way. Galea, Heath. Heath for 3. Bang, puts it in. And that'll be a delay game against Wood.
Heath up to 16 now, and that's 14 in this second quarter. He's really sparked the Broncos offensively that really have only had anything other than that's just been off steals, hasn't it? Off Camberwell turnovers. It's been Heath and their defense.
What a chat there between Wood and the refs and the bench, and Sean King was even involved in that conversation there for a little minute. Burns now, Matuatia guarding. Didn't go anywhere with it. Floats up with contact, no good. Looked like a bit of tip off the ring there. Burns ends up on the return ball, blocked by McIntosh. Hooks around the corner, goes up again. That time he gets the foul.
Third time's a charm. Way to stay with it from Brennan Burns.
McIntosh picks up his second foul. Mackenzie, I think, is going to check in for him for this last 19 seconds of the first half. In the meantime, though, it'll be Burns at the line. Probably not thrilled with his output so far if he was looking inside. 2 points on 17% shooting as he makes the adjustment to basketball down here. No good on the first from the line. Good on the second, though. 19 seconds now for Hume. Matuatia to handle. They'll go through Heath. Heath looking. Clark for company. Turned down the screen. It's going to be 5 seconds.
What's that?
I'm not sure what that call actually was. He held the hand up like it was 5 seconds. Have we got the tightly guarded rule here in Australia? I don't think we did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if it was even 5 seconds. Anyway.
With 6, with 5.
That's a block.
Galea went down to the floor. Hated the call. Oh, I think he was almost about to pick up a tee for that.
Definitely didn't have legal guarding position. And then went to the ground a little bit too easily, and that sends Brennan Burns to the line. It's poor defense. He might get himself going here for the second half.
So, Burns now. No good. Yes, good on the first. So there's ball and high rings.
Like I said before, just throw it at the front of the rim for your free throws, and it's a little soft touch over the top.
Shooter's roll. Good on the second too. So 3.9 for the Dragons to defend here. Wood's dirty. Gets to Mackenzie. Mackenzie looked like he walked. Ball will bounce. That's a long 4 seconds. Galea's going to shove Sean Clark as Robbie Heath hit the floor trying to get a rebound. Clark's going to walk away. Woods dirtied up, even though it was his player that tapped the ball away. And after all that, it's going to be half-time. So, half-time at Baldwin High School. It's 46 apiece. We'll be back with you in 5 or so minutes for the second half of play. Don't go anywhere for the second half. back at Baldwin High School. It's round one, opening weekend of the state championship men, Big V. Camberwell and Hume City knotted up at 46 at the main change. Jack Thornton alongside me, James Gooley and Goo. A teetering affair in the first half.
It was a really exciting first quarter, actually. Both teams got out pretty fast. A lot of missed shots, which you can expect in round one, but the second quarter really slowed down. Very stop-start. 13 fouls in that second quarter there, so hopefully get a bit more of a smooth second half here.
100%. It was that big run from Hume City in that second quarter that saw them knife that lead back down and eventually tie the game, but Camberwell were out by as many as 12 in that second quarter.
Yeah, exactly right. Robbie Heath led the way for the Broncos in that second quarter. 6 turnovers in the first half, which must have all been in that first quarter, because he was super efficient in that second quarter. Had 14 points. Look forward to him to continue that in the second half.
100%. I look down at your stat sheet, and Simmons has been the one that's sort of under the radar, doing some damage for the Dragons.
Yeah, I've got that one circled here. He looked really strong inside, and I think he played those 9 minutes straight. And definitely the latter half of that, he really looked comfortable after not playing last year. I believe you've got there in your research.
It was last I saw that he was at Keysborough a few years back, but wasn't on a roster last year. Certainly that I could find, at least. But that's not to say that he wasn't, but certainly not one that I could find. So back here for the second half. The Broncos will start with Wood, Lavery, Time, Coleman, and Robbie Heath, the man that did the damage in that second quarter.
I think the interesting one is Cedric Anderson is still on the bench for the Broncos with 3 fouls.
For Camberwell, it'll be Burns, Leeskang, Meshenik, Ayul, and Ben Crow as Lavery finds Robbie Heath on the outside, and he's going to get done for a walk.
That's his 7th turnover, Heath. He's just got to shoot that 3. He's made his last couple. Late clock, wide open 3 on the wing.
100%, just get that account open for the second half. But alas, not to be. Here's Burns. Probably looking for a little bit more out of him in this second half. 17% shooting on the game for him. They tried to have a look for Crow on the elevator action as Burns went downhill. No good. Meshenik rebound, puts it up and uncontested in the end. I don't know how he found that much space.
Meshenik's doing a little bit of everything at the moment. Bring the ball up the court, offensive rebounds. Lovely pickup for the Dragons.
What sort of impact does having an import like that have on a team at this level?
I think it's quite important. I mean, at the end of the day, when you do get an import out, you don't know exactly how they're going to fit. But if you can play a variety of roles, you can sort of fit within whatever you've come to. So I think it's a really good find.
Ricardo Time fell to the floor on that last one and got done for a kick ball as he tried to keep the ball alive. It'll be the Dragons to take over again.
See Burns take some responsibility for bringing the ball up the court. No, Ayul comes down on Coleman. He's loved this matchup all game.
So Ayul now working on Lockie Wood. Spinning underneath, trying to find some room. Lost the handle on it, still got it back underneath. Ben Crow again underneath.
He snuck in there a couple of times on that little flex action that Camberwell are running at the start of every one of their sets.
Out by 4 now, the Dragons. Here's Robbie Heath. He's now got the attention from Ayul. So a bit of a change matchup-wise there for the Dragons. Heath, Wood, thought about a 3, didn't in the end. Meshenik, well guarded in the end, and Wood got done for the walk. It'll be Camberwell to take over again. Ayul. Important in that first half, had 8 points in the first half. Meshenik now on Lavery, backing down. Tried to go through traffic, and it might have looked like a hop step in his mind, but he's going to travel on that one, trying to get through the double team. Probably just needed to see up the floor a little bit there and make a kick-out pass. We've seen so far he's very prolific when getting the ball through hands.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a triple team, if anything. Must have been a shooter open somewhere.
time with Crow on him. Heath been impactful in that second quarter, as you mentioned earlier. Time almost done for a walk. Crow the steal.
Crow's been excellent on time today. He's played a terrific defensive game so far, Crow.
Inside Meshenik, jump hook is over the front edge and out.
Just an easy one. First one he's missed under there all game, I think.
Shooting 42% as there's going to be a foul called.
That's 3 on Ail. Be interested to see if he stays on Heath. Heath's been quite prominent drawing fouls this game, and Campbell can't afford Ail to pick up his 4th here.
Especially not now as Lavery takes a seat.
And they have switched those matchups up.
In comes Anderson. Unsurprising that they'll send him there, and I think Crow can do a job on Heath. They're probably giving a little bit away in size and strength, but he's quite crafty defending the ball, Ben Crow. Heath liked the matchup though, missed it off the back iron. Meshenik the rebound. Burns, skip pass Ayul. Crow, corner 3. Open as you like.
Yeah, if Campbell can get Ben Crow going here, they'll be looking good this second half. They haven't made the 3 yet so far this game.
Only the second made 3 for the game for Camberwell, shooting a paltry 13%. Burns came up holding his wrist after that one. As Heath went underneath. He's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. 19 on the game for Robbie Heath. Just trying to establish who that foul might have been on. It was their second personal, I know that much. Still yet to pop up on my broadcast sheet here as Heath makes the first.
That one was on Crow.
It's Crow. And Heath, good, 2 of 2 from the line. The 5-point game here. Ticking down towards 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Burns to the basket, up top. Tried to float up with the right hand, no good. Burns' poor shooting performance continues. Wood with contact from Ayul, probably didn't need to guard it quite as intently as that. Burns not happy with it.
He's had a couple of good looks this half, Burns, in his defence. Been unable to hit, but looking better in this second half already.
Skip through to the corner, Leeskang 3. No good, off the left. Time the rebound. And they'll take it the other way now. The Broncos. Time. Coleman on Leeskang underneath. A lot of contact, finishes through it.
Tough finish from Coleman. That's got to be his go against Leeskang in this second half.
Leeskang giving away that size. Haven't seen much out of Anderson this quarter. He's back on the floor. Burns now. Guarded by Anderson. Reverse. That's a nice way to get yourself going there, Brennan Burns.
That's a lovely finish. That's probably his toughest finish of the night.
Up to 7 now for him, 7 and 5. Leads the rebounding count for the game. Coleman. Heath, corner 3. Lot of contact and 1. Robbie Heath, the corner 3, gonna go to the line for the 4-point play.
Crow's not happy about the Heath foot that's come out there on that 3-point attempt, but I still think Crow got him upstairs, so can't be too displeased with that.
Yeah, the best shooters can sell that little contact afterwards as well. 24 on the game for Robbie Heath. It looked like it was going to be an inefficient shooting performance earlier from him, but he's ticked it up to 50% on the game as Heath knocks down from the line.
4-point plays put the Broncos ahead. First time tonight, apart from the first minute.
Third lead for them tonight.
There you go.
Up by a point, the Broncos. Wood's going to get caught with the hand in the cookie jar. Nayul will draw it. So Ayul to inbound. It's of the Ayul variety. Burns drew a double team. Not sure where he's going with it. Ayul on Wood again, off a hand. That's going to bounce off the Ayul leg and trickle out of bounds and be a Bronco ball off the baseline.
Wood looks a much better matchup for Ayul for the Broncos, matching him in height, length, and athleticism as well.
Simmons will pick up that Coleman matchup now that he's checked into the game for Lease Gang. It's a much better match for size and strength. Time. Coleman, time again. Now Heath. Heath with 6. Crow for company. Heath floating through traffic. Front iron, back off the backboard and in.
Tough finish for Heath. Tried to draw the foul, managed to finish anyway. What's been blown here?
I think they've stopped the game for a little bit of sweat on the floor. I thought they were trying to... And it's going to be a tee against Time. Time not happy about something in that interaction, and Meshenik's going to get a bonus from the line.
That was the secondary referee came in and called that as well.
Yeah,
came from out of the zone.
I think he was just going on about it a little too much. He still wants to have a chat about it. I'm not sure what was said in particular, but clearly something they weren't quite liking with what was going on with the court sweeping. So it'll be one from the line for Meshenik for the technical. He will make no mistake.
Time possibly a little bit frustrated with his own performance tonight. 4 points on 11%, 1 of 9 shooting.
Early season, I appreciate it's, early season they're trying to get themselves back into the swing of things. Time was so important for Hume last season. Burns met by a double team, Meshenik. Burns now on time. Kick out pass, Crow the 3 over Heath, short. Might have been a hand that broke it up, but nothing doing on the stat sheet. Coleman to the rack on Simmons, short-armed it, tried to tip it up and did.
Like we said in the second quarter here, Broncos still staying that full court man.
Yeah, you did call for that earlier as Ayul has got Wood for a lot of company. Ayul managed to make his way through it. Burns. Simmons wants it in the low block. Nothing doing. Burns up and in with the contact from Time.
Burns finished his last couple there.
Off to the races now. The Broncos through Heath. Heath working on Ayul. Little bit of body contact up and in. Contorted the body, Robbie Heath. And a bit of lip to the crowd too, if you don't mind. It's going to be the third on Ayul. He sends himself to the bench.
Ayul didn't look like he did a whole lot wrong there.
Fourth foul on Ayul.
Yeah, fourth foul on Ayul. Ricardo drew the contact well and great finish again. A little bit of a word to the Ayul fan club over there in the front row.
So Heath at the line makes it 30. And it extends the Bronco lead out to 5. Their biggest of the game so far.
Sean in for Ayul. He'll probably take the Heath matchup.
Certainly unlike Clark to be up for the fight in that sort of matchup too. Burns went nowhere with it. Coleman for company, floating up. Right hand is good. Starting to get himself going now is Brennan Burns. CJ Anderson now, not called his name in a while.
Wood, mismatch down low for Wood.
Wood spinning on Powell. A lot of hand contact from the side. No anything doing there from the officials. Connected on the 2 though. Here's Burns. Calls for the screen. Here comes Meshenik. Tried to get it to him low post. Couldn't. Now does. Backing down. Spinning. Has a lot of company. Floats it up. No one there.
That's the second time he's forced it up with 3 players. That had to go back out to Burns, who's just made his last few.
Heath, the big 3. No good. As Meshenik controls the miss. Burns unhappy with it away from the ball. Meshenik. Clark. Thought he was about to line up a triple. That'd be rare. As underneath goes Powell. Floats it up. Off the back iron and in. Bucket and 1. The foul will go against Anderson. That's going to be his 4th.
few of these overseas players getting themselves involved in the second half after feeling things out in the first.
West will check into the game. I think it'll be Burns taking a seat. It is indeed. He was quite demonstrative behind the ball there, was Brennan Burns. And I imagine they're just going to take him off and have a quick chat. Quite a robust conversation there as Powell made the extra from the line.
He had just got himself going. He probably wants to stay out on the floor, but quick breather. We'll see him for most of the fourth quarter, I'd imagine.
Double drag action at the top for Heath. Heath kick back to Wood. Now Heath. Heath a long way from home. On Clark, as you correctly mentioned, spinning and not quite nearly. McIntosh tried to tip it up and finish. Meshenik on McIntosh. A lot of contact from McIntosh as he was getting downhill. Curious if they're going to send him to the line there. Possibly not. Yes, they will.
Dragons showed a 2-3 zone there, which I don't mind that look. They've been unable to contain Heath, and hopefully they can keep a couple of their guys out of foul trouble late in the third quarter.
I stand corrected. It'll be a side out. It'll be Powell to bring it back into play. Here's Josh West. Meshenik thought about the long three. Steps back over the top of Wood. Back iron and out. Nice offensive board underneath was Clark, and Matuatia, who's just come into the game, I think is going to get done for the foul. He is. So Clark, who has played 10 minutes of play and probably done it more on the defensive side of things than anything.
We'll say that's his third offensive rebound, so always plays bigger than his height. See if he can knock these down.
Clark back iron and no good. Bit of chirp from the away fans too. As Clark connects on the second. Matuatia now. Robbie Heath, big flop away from the ball. They've already had a warning for the flop. They wanted the tee. Time, long two, no good. A lot of heat in this one now as still remains a 1-point lead to Hume. That'll go off the Heath hand. And then Matuatia tried to swat it out of bounds.
So Heath did get a flopping warning at the end of that first half. And
they're going to talk about it again. That's
his second.
That's definitely the second flop warning. They're going to have a chat about it.
Sean managed to get under his skin twice already there.
Was it because it was after the whistle? Did he maybe not get one after the whistle? Is that potentially why?
After the final buzzer at the second quarter.
Extracurriculars at half-time as we'll get going again through Simmons. Simmons floating away. That's going to be short. Nice rebound. Meshenik underneath on Wood. 16 now for Jackson Meshenik. And a 1-point lead to Camberwell again. Heath found heaps of space and time and then got his own tip in and back.
It's all a little bit easy for Heath there.
Not sure that was the move there for Powell to whack that away, because it's given them time to set up on the defensive side here. Hume.
Dy Reese is in the game. That's what he's looking to exploit. He's definitely got West for pace, but I'm sure West will find a way to crawl the ball over halfway here.
Yeah, Captain Slow. I'm sure he'll love me saying that too. Meshenik will do the ball handling responsibilities here. Powell sort of screen no one. Clark the slip screen. They'll go through Simmons. And a weird little feed underneath. West couldn't quite on the reverse. And now Heath will have a turn going the other way. 32 for him on the night. Underneath for Clark, and is pure with the two.
Tough shot, just backed up a little bit too far there, Clark. Heath was able to get inside 10 feet.
Just does such a good job of contorting the body, Robbie Heath. Such an experienced campaigner over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a travel on Powell as he... And it's going to be a tech foul against... I think that's going to go against Powell. I'm not sure what actually happened there. He tried to go up and dunk after the play. And I think he took a bit of exception to your man Doris.
I think it might have been Heath. Heath is...
So it's unsportsmanlike and a tech foul. So it's going to be an unsportsmanlike. I think it's going to go against... So White 22. So Robbie Heath's going to get an unsportsmanlike. And then it's going to be a tech foul against Powell. And that's for the after the play activity there. So do they offset? I don't think they do. So Heath slapping at Powell going down the lane. There's going to be a timeout for Campbell. We'll try and get to the bottom of what's going on here, but what we do know is that there is a timeout on the floor, and it's going to be a Camberwell timeout.
He's a little bit unlucky there to get an unsportsmanlike if that's what it was for, Thornton, because Powell did continue to play after the whistle for an extra 2 seconds and sort of attempt to go and throw one down on Heath.
Yeah. So I think it would have had to have been for the attempted dunk, and there would have been contact on the dunk, but it was after the play, so I don't know. It didn't look like there was anything much in it anyway.
Yeah, and then Powell obviously got his tee for the chirp afterwards.
Yeah, so Powell got a bit heated and went back at Heath, but Heath had walked off to the other end of the floor. Either way, it's 1 minute and 4 seconds and a 3-point lead to Hume City.
I feel like Campbell have done well to stay within 3 points here. It seems like it's all coming a little bit easy for Hume.
Yeah.
Heath seems to be getting whatever he wants. So credit to Campbell staying in the game here. They just really need to start hitting some shots. 11% from 3. If they can start making a couple here, there's no reason they can't fight this lead back and win the game.
So it was I think we're going to resume here with one shot for Heath off the tech foul. And there's some sort of offset, maybe. Well, we're going to find out together.
My gut feel is Heath will have this free throw and then Camberwell ball. I don't know why I think that.
Heath missed the free throw. And then we're going to walk the length of the floor, and it's going to be a Camberwell free throw, and I believe Powell will shoot it. There's going to be a sub as well. Heath will take a seat. Noah McKenzie will check in. Daniel Powell will go to the line and shoot, well, at least one free throw, which he's made. He'll get 2. There you go. So we're now up to speed. Burns is waiting to check into the game as well. Powell no good on the second. So this theoretically should be a Camberwell ball, which has actually worked out pretty well for them because it wasn't travel prior to it. So that's where I'm a bit perplexed.
Yeah, obviously the unsportsmanlike outweighs the technical.
I've learnt something today. Might have to brush up on my FIBA rules after this game. Either way, back live. So Meshenik will tee up a 3 and Pure right down the middle. Little stoppage of play was exactly what he needed as he's up to 19 on the game. McIntosh, Coleman, Time with West for company, and that's going to be a foul on West every day of the week. Little arm bar there to try and keep him away. Time will shoot one here. Couple of bonus free throws for Ricardo Time, who, by his lofty standards, has not had a night to remember. Shooting a paltry 10% on the game and misses that first free throw. 1 of 10 from the floor. Makes the second though, so up to 5 for him. 70 apiece here at Baldwin High.
I'm pretty happy for Meshenik to bring the ball up the floor against Zach McKenzie.
Noah. So his brother Zach was on roster last year and the year before, and he's signed in the New Zealand NBL back home for him. Time will get the opportunity off the Dragon turnover. Burns for company. Time, downhill, kick out pass, McKenzie, an eternity to shoot. And the batted ball off the hand of West ends up with Simmons. Burns now, 10 to play. Burns downhill on McKenzie, kick out, Meshenik got absolutely hacked on the 3-ball attempt. With 4.2 on the game clock in the third, you've probably got to be a bit disappointed if you're Simon Gray on that Hume City sideline.
Yeah, very smart play from Meshenik. Just hit a 3. You know it was going to jump out at that one. Particularly if he's anything like his brother Zach. He's very happy to get up to block a shot. And hopefully he misses his first. Camberwell hoping they can hit the lead before the third quarter here.
Meshenik shooting 4 or 5 from the line. Court sweeper break might be the little breather that Meshenik needed just to get himself back in a good place. Time having a conversation with the officials on this near sideline.
That was the referee that got him for the tee earlier this quarter.
Meshenik no good on the second. Gets his own rebound too, which you always love as a player, having to go get your own rebound on a foul shot. See what he can do on the third. So 4 2/10 left on the clock here. He misses the third. Simmons tried to go up, Burns the rebound, floating round the corner, gets fouled as well. Matuatia is going to pick it up.
Campbell have free throws 4 and 5 to try and hit the lead here before the start of the fourth. And in comes Mam Ayul. Potentially maybe get a little offensive tip here on the second free throw.
So Burns will go to the line. Makes the first. So Dragons will take the lead. Barring anything, any funny business on the inbound. Good on the second, so 1.4 on the game clock here for Hume City. They'll inbound Matuatia, long range effort. Was long and no good, and Sean Clark wisely didn't touch the net or the backboard then and force a count on that bucket. But we'll take a turn to the last, and it'll be Camberwell holding a slender 72-70 lead over Hume City. James Gooley, third quarter thoughts.
Camberwell did really well to fight that lead back. As I said earlier, it seemed like everything was coming easy for Hume. Probably a little bit of undisciplined nature from some of the Broncos players there to give Camberwell a couple of free throws and possession back, which they ended up hitting that 3 on that extra possession, Meshenik. So yeah, really well done to Camberwell to hold the lead. And let's see if they can hold it, because I feel like the Broncos are just getting a little bit easier than the Dragons are.
No, you definitely felt in that quarter that it was definitely a quarter of runs, and you know, Camberwell just held on and had the run at the right time, I suppose. And they go in with a 2-point lead for this final quarter of play. Meshenik leads the Camberwell scoring chart, as you can see on your screen now, but Robbie Heath has really been the story tonight. Started really slow in that first quarter, but since then has caught fire. 34 points for him.
Yeah, I expect him to come back at the start of the fourth and play the entire quarter.
No question about that. You see the rebound leaders there, Meshenik and Burns both with 7, Coleman, Time and Heath all with 6 for the Broncos.
Just looking at the little plus minus as we end that quarter, it's the Camberwell role players that have been quite effective for them. Clark, West, Simmons around the key players of Meshenik and Burns. So look forward to more of those lineups in the fourth quarter here, and they're starting similar. West, Burns, Meshenik, Clark, and Lease Gang.
I like this lineup. It's long but plays above its height. I think this lineup. Anderson will check in, Heath will check in, so big dogs all around for Hume City. Wood, Anderson, Heath, Time, and Coman, the 5 on the floor for Hume as we're underway here in the fourth quarter. Through Meshenik, looking down underneath, then he'll turn it over through Wood. Heath takes off. Nice hand from Burns. It's going to bounce off a hand and go out of bounds. It will go off the hand of Brennan Burns and stay with Hume. 18 on the shot clock here. 2-point Camberwell lead. Anderson to inbound. They'll go through Heath. Now Time with the screen from Wood. Wood wide open at the top. Geez, I've seen this before. Wood travelled though. Double dribbled, I beg your pardon, as the ref lost his whistle.
Yeah, definitely fumbled the catch. The refs obviously got that one as an initial dribble there. It was a bit of a 50-50 one. Unlucky Wood.
Yeah, tough to pick up that call. Unlucky for him. He probably should have launched on the first one. Brennan Burns now. Meshenik for company on the offensive side of things. He's got Heath guarding. Burns bumps, a lot of contact, ended up with the ball again. Turning the corner, flipping up with the right hand and does it on the reverse.
They're making Heath defend on the other end of the court. Let's see if he can go the full 10 minutes.
Heath underneath, went over the top of Meshenik, got the tip in from Wood. Gonna wipe the floor here too. Burns just got absolutely turned inside out.
He's giving up size and strength. Probably athleticism as well on that Heath matchup.
Heath.
I'm surprised Clark's not going to Heath.
Yeah, unless he's just said, get on my back here, boys. I want the matchup. He's certainly got himself going on the offensive end. 3 boards off a double-double, both for him and Meshenik. Heath 4 boards away on the other side of things, and we'll get back underway here. Meshenik the inbound through Burns, working on Heath. Takes off up the floor, see you later. West to 3, no good. Sean Clark loved it on the weak side. Obviously not a great view of that one. Heath inside Wood. Met by 2 Camberwell defenders. Kick out pass, it's going to go against West. No, it's not, it's going to go against Clark. It'll be Clark's 3rd of the game. It's going to be his 2nd personal, I tell a lie.
Yeah, only foul trouble out of the court is Anderson here, who's been quiet in his first game down under.
Heath working on West. West maybe a half step slow. 3 ball from Wood. Back on and out. Here's West on the rebound. Oh, they looked off Clark on the break there. Probably would have been a half chance of getting that outlet pass through. Burns wants to work 2-man game with Meshenik. Now clears it out. He's trying to clear it out. He wants this on time. Burns now. Stepping back. Foul line jump shot. Pure.
He's really feeling himself now, Burns. Called his own number. Campbell lead by 4.
Up to 17 now is Brennan Burns. Here's Time. And it's going to turn it over to Burns as well. And then he's just going to inexplicably jump out of bounds. A lot of body contact, but it's going to be a Bronco ball.
That's a funny one. You get away with a little bit of contact there, don't you?
Absolutely, no question about that. Here's Heath, West for company, down low Anderson on Clark, spinning baseline, a lot of hand contact. Didn't do a whole lot wrong there, Clark, but Anderson just a savvy operator. Was able to flip it up through the contact.
Oh, Anderson looked to get himself going from the free throw line here. He's in to start the quarter.
Yeah, Ayul will check back in and Clark will take a seat. I think that's the right move at this time of the game. You've only got a couple of fouls there to use, both Clark and Ayul. Actually, only 1 foul to use for Ayul. But he'll check in anyway as Anderson knocks down the first.
So you've got on your sheet here, Ayul 3 fouls. They might have adjusted one there late in that 3rd quarter.
I'm not quite sure. I think there was an error at some point in that 3rd quarter, but it did say 4 on the earlier on from the score table. We'll see what happens. If he picks up another one, we'll, we'll, find out. Either way now, back underway. Lee Skang Burns. Burns, who's been feeling it the last 5 minutes, working on Coleman. Found a bit of space, pulled up, and with the hand in the dial, fills it up.
Way to attack the mismatch from Burns. It's up to 19.
Coleman looking, time, West for company. Pulled up, elbow jump shot, no good. Meshenik the rebound.
Time hasn't been able to hit any of those mid-range jumpers. It's usually his bread and butter.
Shooting a paltry. It's about an 8% shooting performance for him so far in this one. Unexpected.
Burns got a mismatch again.
Yeah, he likes this one. Burns. He's now got Wood for company pulling up. Right elbow jump shot, short. Time with West on him. Feeds inside for Wood. Wood got 3 guys to jump. And puts it in. Back to 3 now, the Camberwell lead.
Wood's been efficient. 15 points on 78% shooting.
Ayul to handle. Anderson for company. Ayul through Lee Skang. Now gets a matchup he likes. They're trying to isolate Coleman. Ran out of time and space, and time took it away from him. They tried to wrap him up on the break, but he's going to get a layup without question. They were trying to get that early.
Camberwell, the last 4 or 5 sets are just playing ISO ball there.
Oh, man, they almost got done for 5 seconds there when that ball just rolled away on the baseline. Lucky.
It took West 5 seconds to run over there and inbound it, didn't it?
Meshenik underneath, blocked by Wood. Lee Skang the tip to keep it alive through Ayul. Ayul to the hoop and dunking strong with 2 hands. I'm not sure quite what the stoppage is there, but it's probably saved Camberwell's bacon a little bit there as Heath was going with a head of steam down the lane.
I believe there was a shot clock concern there as Crow comes in for West. It's a bit of floor spacing for Burns.
Probably also a little bit of extra foot speed. Westy was doing a good job guarding the ball, but not quite.
Excellent rebound from Lee Skang.
There as Lee Skang, a great board, as you mentioned. Here goes Burns, to the hoop. How do you do, Brennan Burns? 21 on the game. Time now. Kick out pass, Coleman. Yes for 3. You were calling for him to put that one away. Made his first of the night, missed his next 4, and then connects on a real important one down the stretch here.
Much needed for the Broncos.
It's going to be through Burns' hands. Very stagnant looking offensively. It's all ISO ball here for him. They'll go inside through Lee Skang. Kick out pass, Burns for 3. No good, front iron. As Coleman is the one leading the break. Here's Anderson now. Burns for company, contested and one.
Burns thought he was front on there. Definitely turned to his side. Excellent finish from Anderson, who's looked a little bit disinterested in the second half. So hopefully the Broncos can get him going here.
82 apiece with 5 and 1 second left in this game. Sean King wants a timeout. It's ebbed and flowed, this one, and looks like this one's going to come right down to the wire. It
will go right down to the wire. Currently, it just stands who's going to make the most buckets. Both offenses have turned a little bit ISO ball. And if Burns can keep this up, Campbell is definitely right in it.
So, really, down the stretch here for both of these two teams. Who do you like both ways? If you have to have a bob each way, where are you going with this one?
It's felt Broncos the entire night. And the fact Campbell have stayed with him, if Campbell go on a run here, I think the Dragons can get it done. So it's felt like Broncos have had the play the whole night, but haven't been able to draw the lead. As Burns starts really accelerating here, I think Campbell might be too much, just with the depth of the whole roster.
34 for Heath, 15 for Wood, 13 for Coleman on decent shooting across the board. Wood's on 78% shooting on the game. And Burns, Meshenik and Ayul all in double digits for the Dragons.
So West has snuck back onto the floor here for Burns, who might just need a quick breather. As you said, Now a lack of pace centering the floor.
So they got one shot here for Anderson. They took a very long time to return from that timeout. Took a bit of extra time to have a bit more of a chat as that slow, meticulous style of Anderson makes it. Ayul will do the ball handling duties for the Dragons. Anderson to guard. Lee Skang high post. They'll go through Meshenik at 3, contested by 2 Bronco hands and missed. And Coman now 2 boards away from his double-double. Here's Anderson, 10 on the game for him. Coman, Anderson again. Screen from Wood. Heath now. And it's going to be a foul on West. I think he's trying to sell that he wants 3 free throws, but nothing doing from the officials. It's going to be the 4th team foul and 3rd foul on West.
I think regardless, you get a swing through for that, don't you? It's a side out of bounds anyway.
Yep. No doubt about that. Wood now. Matuatiu's just come back into the game for the Broncos. Heath wanted it on the flare. He's going to get it anyway. ISO at the top with 5, with 4, with 3. Heath, kick out pass. Anderson, corner 3, short. Never even looked like it. They're off to the races now, the Dragons. Ayul is going to get chopped from behind.
This will be unsportsmanlike these days.
You would think this will be unsportsmanlike. It was a big arm hack from Matuatia. You'd think this one will get upgraded. It was initially a common foul. I think this is going to be upgraded. It will indeed. So it'll be unsportsmanlike against Matuatia. And that'll be his 4th foul of the game. And Ayul will go to the line to add to his account.
There is no such thing as make him earn it anymore.
Yeah, still make him earn it. You've just got to be a bit more subtle about it than that. He's literally just ran and pulled an arm down. I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind in this building that was unsportsmanlike. The Hume crowd want to go on with it. The Hume bench want to go on with it. Nevertheless, Ayul will miss the first.
Lee Skang often the voice of reason here, just having a little bit of a chat to Wood and Heath about why that was an unsportsmanlike.
They all missed the second as well. Probably not the guy you want at the line by the looks of it. Good percentage from the floor, just not getting it done. Just as an aside, Jackson Meshenik up to his double-double in this one. 19 and 10 on debut. Meshenik working on Wood. They'll swing it back through Ben Crow at the top on the bounce. Ayul got blocked by Wood across and then missed the layup, smoked it. 1 point Hume lead, looking to extend here. Just a tick under 4 minutes to go. Here's Heath. Heath floating, no good. Anderson on the putback and follow. Ayul to handle the ball here. Burns not far away, you would think.
Crow's in the corner here.
Meshenik, up and under, no good. Wood controls the miss.
Meshenik back to the basket's been really inefficient for the Camberwell. Unable to find the extra pass.
Matuatia just found an acre of space on a backdoor cut. That's going to be a timeout, Camberwell. Sean King has a bit to do in this one. 3:13 remaining, and it's a 5-point Hume lead.
Meshenik was excellent in the first half, had so much time in the paint and made some excellent passes out of that, but in the second half he's sort of gone back to the basket on us. And he's missed shooters a couple of times, I believe, so let's see if King fixes that up. They need him to be a main guy in this last few minutes.
Yeah, you would think it's got to be through Meshenik, and I believe I just saw Burns was about to check in prior to that late. So you would think Burns will have a lot of the rock in his hands, Meshenik as well. But it's a lot to do now for Camberwell. It's going to need to turn it up a little bit on the defensive side of it. You'd think this ball for Hume will definitely go back through Heath and Wood and Anderson. Ricardo Time spent a bit of time out of the game as well. Looks like he's not shaping up to check back in. They're happy with the defense that Doris will give them.
Yeah, they've definitely got a few to go to here at full strength. Anderson, when he's up and running, I'm sure we'll see better nights out of him. Heath and Time. So maybe the right mix is having a role player with a couple of those guys. At the moment, that's Doris. Ben Galea might have more minutes later in the season as they find the right mix.
So a lot of pressure up the floor here for Hume. This has kind of been the staple of what their youth champ or Youth League One team has been over the last few years. Meshenik trying to sell the contact from Wood. It's going to be him to handle it.
Burns being hard denied here.
See what he can do with it. Ball in hand. Matuatia to guard on this one. It's going to be body contact on Doris, and that's going to be his 4th personal. Felt like he was a bit hard done by, and I can't say I disagree with it. He didn't do a lot wrong. It's going to be a tech foul. I'm not sure who that's going to go against.
That was, to be fair, it was the furthest away on the court from where we're sitting, but he's very unlucky there, and he's gone and sat on the end of the bench. Very frustrated with that call, understandably.
So Tech is on the bench, so I think Matuatia was coming out of it anyway. It was only his 4th, but he'd made his way to the bench prior. So may have gone against the coach, because the coach is pretty unhappy about it. Now, your man Doris has thrown a water bottle down there on the bench as well. So clearly forgetting they're 5 up here, the Broncos. Crow to the line for the technical is good.
Undisciplined let the Dragons back in the 3rd quarter here, so Broncos can't afford to do that again here with only 3 minutes left.
Yeah, 2:55 on the game clock. Crow made the free throw and it'll be a 4-point game. Foul situation, perilously close to the bonus, the Dragons. It'll be Lee Skang off the inbound. Backed into a corner here with Coleman for company, and Lee Skang will turn it over.
Excellent denial from Ricardo Time, not let the ball back into Burns' hands. Lee Skang did not want the ball out there.
Anderson. They'll go through Robbie Heath. Hand in the face from Crow, downstairs. Kick out pass, Coleman the 3, in and out.
That might have been the dagger, that 3 ball.
Still 4 points the lead. Here's Ayul. A lot of bounce, didn't really go anywhere with it. Burns the double team. Here's Lee Skang the 3.
Tough
way
shot.
off. And that'll trickle out of bounds. 2 minutes and 11 to go in this one.
So they're doubling Burns on that possession. Meshenik hasn't been able to get much to go in this second half. Looking to see who's going to lead Camberwell's offense.
Anderson will bring it up the floor here for Hume. Time. Coleman. Now Robbie Heath, tightly guarded by Ben Crow. To the basket, Robbie Heath, so much time and space, and they're going to get him on a late call. Burns not happy about it, he'll walk away. It will go against Brennan Burns. And to the line will be Robbie Heath.
Maybe a little bit unlucky there, Burns. There's very minimal contact well after the shot. Heath to extend the game to 6 with 2 free throws.
All good on the first one for Heath. Out to 5 now. Just a tick inside 2 minutes. Importantly, that foul put Camberwell over the limit. And Heath good on the second. This defense has just ramped up ever so slightly for Hume. They've ratcheted it up to another level. Burns trying to step back, find some space on time. Kick back, Ayul for 3. Off the back iron, Meshenik tried to get after it, couldn't. And Robbie Heath is going to take the air out of the ball here. 1 minute 32 to go. Heath, kick out, Coleman. Would have been ill-advised for him to attempt anything there. Anderson now with 10. Crow to guard. Coleman the screen. Anderson, pull up, elbow jump shot, no good. Meshenik with 1 minute and 10, he'll go through Burns.
Great defense from Crow.
Burns to the lane, flipped it up, no good. Coman the foul, good one to take.
Yeah, Crowe's done really well in that defensive possession to force Anderson into a jumper, and he has not looked like shooting them well all game.
He's not been likely with the pull-up, has Anderson. He's been really good when he's got to his spot and down in the charge circle. As Burns is going to make the first. 1:05, so probably need, it's 3 for 2 almost offensively. You need to get a stop, a score, and go again, but it's a 4-point game. 1:05. Anderson for Hume.
Heath being denied on the other side of the floor.
I like that matchup for Ayul. They want down low time. Burns guarding. He's probably going to look to spin back baseline, and he does. Floats it up. Back iron. Tipped by Ayul. And recovered by Lee Skang. They'll kick ahead. Here's Crow. Crow. Tip ball by Coman. Nice active hands. 4-on-2 the other way. Wood. Euro stepping down the lane. Finishes on the left.
Jeez, 4-point turnaround there. Crowe could have thrown that up at the rim, or the bounce past the Lee Skang would have been good.
Here is Crow the other way. Puts it up with the left and in. 26 2/10 left in this one. 4-point game. Time. Oh, Burns Crow like he's stuck in mud. They're going to have to get after it here, the Dragons. They'll move it to Heath with 15. And they'll foul probably a fraction slow if you're Camberwell. 4 points the lead, and Heath will go to the line, so just about put it beyond doubt.
They've shot the ball from the free throw line well here, Hume, 81% on the night. And Heath certainly has. This is for 37.
No mistake on the first. Front iron off the backboard and in. Lead out to 5. 14 1/10 on the game clock. Good on both. So let's see what the Dragons can do here. Can they work a bit of a miracle? Wood will come and guard Burns, and now Anderson will take over. Burns met with contact, pulls up for 3, floats it up through contact, short.
Coman had his hand in the cookie jar there. Burns did well to try and draw the foul. He might have been unlucky.
I think Coman did just enough there to stay out of the actual contact. He did a pretty good job. Not sure what Wood's done behind play, but he's off limping. And I think that's going to do it. So Hume will start their season with a perfect 6-point victory. A little bit of extracurriculars on the buzzer there, but behind 38 from Robbie Heath. Hume City are going to take a 6-point victory here, 93-87. James Gooley, closing thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's just Heath that really carried that Hume City offense more or less in the second half. Camberwell, lots to play with there. I mean, a 6-point loss to Hume City, who are one of the best teams in state champ on a regular basis, with a whole new roster. They'll take a few weeks to click, as they did last season. So, yeah, look forward to them for a late charge, I think, this season.
Absolutely. Plenty of good signs there if you're a Dragons fan. And for Hume, they've just been a classy outfit for a number of years now, and they were able to get it done. So to recap, behind 38 from Robbie Heath, it's Hume City 93, Camberwell 87. Thank you for joining us for the Sunday afternoon hoops here from Baldwin High School. For James Gooley and the entire Basketball Victoria live stream crew, Jack Thornton signing off.